So I'm going on a tangent here. Anyway, that's what I'm manifesting for myself. I'm manifesting just to get the fuck out of here. Which is what I've been manifesting this whole time. I'm hoping it's soon because I'm just like dying. Like I can feel it. Not just mentally, but obviously my body is really having a bad reaction. And this all started when my dad yelled at me, and that was like 3 months ago. I had not actually nebulized the entire time I had been here. And this is the healthiest I've ever eaten as well. So I know there's something deeper going on than just food now that's causing my asthma. I know that it's directly related to stress, but I can't get out of the stress. Obviously, I'm in a lot of debt now because of all this stuff that I've gone through and just before then. And, you know, it's hard. I could, you know, I have to get a job, but that's hard because I keep going into fucking asthma attacks. And also my mom fucking Baker acted me now. So I'm like, luckily it doesn't like show up on your record or anything like that. But now I like live with people who like are literally, I could potentially, you know, this could potentially occur again because my mother is still drinking. And she always will until she decides she's done. And so there's a lot of things to that though. So again, this is like going to be 10 to 12 part series because I have a lot of stuff I have to go into that relates to this, that a lot of cycles that I realized I closed out and things like that, or revisited for various reasons. And a lot of it had to do with my trauma and mother wounds and all kinds of things. And so I'm going to get into that here in a little bit. So I'll finish up my story and then I'll get into like kind of the deeper parts of it. So I'm in the emergency room, got all my meds done. I'm shaking like a leaf. But, you know, luckily my asthma it calms down, luckily. And I'm just like sitting there waiting. It was really nice because when you go to the emergency room, you get to watch TV. And in the other wards, I didn't have my phone or TV. So I'm like just sitting there with my thoughts. I'm like, that's also like one of the worst things about a psych ward is like, why can't they have TV? Why aren't they allowed to like watch shit? Like, why are they being punished to the extent that they have to sit with their own thoughts? That seems kind of like, actually, it probably really helped them if you distracted them from their thoughts, because that's kind of the reason why they're there, because they're really struggling with them. So why would you then make them sit in silence with them? Like, again, like they're prisoners or something. It's, again, so inhumane, I couldn't even believe it. It's like literally putting people in isolation in prisons, you know? I'm like, it's insane. It's insane. So again, I'm so sorry for people who have had to, you know, go through this and that. And like, that's what that's the options we have for people when they're in their most vulnerable moments and they need help. And a lot of people are just and it's like very rational for people to be going to those places right now because a lot of people just feel very hopeless. But then they're blamed and then they're treated inhumanely. So it's like they almost like scare you into repression because it's like you try really hard not to go back there. So then you like literally have no choice but to repress your emotions. And that's another thing that I learned was that my sister was much more expressive with her and inappropriate with her responses to how we were being treated. She really had a lot of like really bad, like deep, like crying fits and screaming and, you know, getting all this out of her. And again, like my parents saw that as being psychotic. But again, my sister also self-harmed. She, you know, did that stuff. And so, God also has been talking to me about that, which I want to get into because I know people in here have struggled with that. I do not. I did do a smiley face. I don't know if you guys can see it. You can see like a little bit, like a scar here, here, and here. When I was in confirmation class in 8th grade at church, because I used to have to go to Lutheran confirmation every Wednesday night, and me and this boy would sit there and we'd erase our skin and see who could like do it deeper because we were like emo and shit. We were so like we hated it. And so, and also, like, my friends were doing it at school. It was, like, a trend at school. So I did, like, a smiley face. And I actually, like, love it. I love my little scar. But that's, like, the only time I, like, self-harmed. And it was, like, it hurt, you know, that kind of stuff. I did like understand a little bit about the like release part that you get when you do that, because what it does is it actually takes your mind off the other pain, because the pain that you're experiencing is so physical that it immediately puts you in the present moment, because you can't get into the present moment. That's the issue. Or the present moment is very uncomfortable when you're going through really deep, you know, traumatic things, or you're feeling deep pain emotionally. One of the reasons that people, because there's several, it's not just that, but it's to focus your mind on a different type of pain, because you're just so sick of feeling the pain that you are feeling that you just need something different. And, you know, of course, I understood this because I got addicted to D-drugs. It was the same thing. And I didn't feel pain. I felt, you know, lovely breaks. You know what I'm saying? Unless I drank alcohol. It wasn't painful, but it was very uncomfortable for me to drink alcohol, because I always got very sick from it. I got horrible hangovers. I never did not have horrible hangovers. So that's why I was a binge drinker, because I would have to pick like 2 or 3 days where I was like willing to have a hangover, and that was it. And then I like never drank in between that, like days, just like a couple drinks here and there. It was never like that. I was a complete binge drinker. I was either having 10 drinks or no drinks at all. That's how I drank, which was terrible. That did not go well for me, as you can imagine. But luckily, obviously, I'm moved on from that in my life. My mother hasn't, though, and so then now I have to deal with it still. You know, it's like the consequences, so I'm so pissed at my mom at this point in the fucking hospital. I'm like, this bitch, I've had to get fucking stuck 7 fucking times. I'm gonna fucking kill her when I get out of here. I'm like, this fucking woman. I'm so angry that I've literally gotten, like, unlawfully, you know, like, not unlawfully, but, like, and also, again, it made me mad that the cops, like, took, again, my mom's inebriated state over mine. But they like, basically have to, in Florida, pretty much, is what I've been told. They have to take that shit seriously, I guess. And then, again, it worked out, because I ended up having, like, an asthma attack, and I got, confirmation burps, additional medication that I needed. So it really worked out for me. But the thing is, I don't have health insurance, so every time I go to the emergency room, like, that's the crazy thing about not having affordable health insurance, is the people in power know that the emergency room that has to eat all of that cost. They know what that does. So they're putting all this stress and pressure on healthcare now, especially like emergency rooms and things like that, because more and more people have to go to the emergency rooms instead of going to like primary cares and things like that, because they can't afford to have health insurance. And so that's way more expensive to go there than to just literally get my fucking asthma maintained. They know this. They know exactly what they're doing right now, and you know why they're doing this? Because they want to stress people out as much as possible, because then you start to stress about medical bills and the cloud hanging over you. So they are betting that you will take yourself out. Like I said, I have learned that is their main strategy right now, is to stress, depress, and take us out as much as humanly possible until we, like, open contact, basically. They're distracting from all of that right now. That's what they're trying to do. And, like, that's why I'm like, if you guys are in any kind of debt at all, I want you to know that debt is a demon. It is a mental construct given to us by the Matrix. It is an illusion. You go to a different country, you don't even have medical debt. That demon doesn't even exist. Do you understand now why America is one of the worst fucking places to be in? Because of all these little demons we have here. That's what I call them. Because they are demonic thoughts that come up that are like, tell you to take yourself out, or tell you that there is no hope for you, or tell you that you are fucked in the ass because now money, or now whatever the hell it is, you know, whatever it is. It's not just money, whatever circumstance you're in that you can't get yourself out of. Even if it's a bad situation, it's like you can always resolve it. Yes, even the worst of things. Again, there's certain steps to even worse things than other things, but yes. Okay, I'm going to go into part 7, I think.